I think what ABOTA stands for is vital for the preservation of the American democracy.
Well, one of the things that we always do is speak with one mind.
It is not just plaintiffs' lawyers and not just defense lawyers, but it's both sides of the fence.
Members are an elite group. They are some of the finest and most professional and collegial lawyers I've ever had the privilege of meeting anywhere.
For 99% of the lawyers, the highest honor that they can have bestowed upon them.
The American Board of Trial Advocates, or ABOTA, is a national organization of more than 6,000 trial lawyers. Chapter by chapter, it has reached every state in America, eventually forming regional chapters such as CalABOTA, TexABOTA, CBOTA, and FLABOTA. In 1958, the Seventh Amendment, our right to trial by jury, came under threat. A handful of lawyers banded together to form ABOTA to defend this vital constitutional right.
There was a huge attack on it in California primarily. So a group of plaintiff and defense lawyers there said, look, let's join forces. This is not a partisanship deal, it's a bipartisan. The jury system from Jefferson's day and all the founding fathers knew how important the jury system was. It was the only way to hold government accountable.
Thomas Jefferson has said that it's as important as the right to vote, and that's why it needs to be preserved and people need to be educated about it.
I've been doing this 30 years, and I can tell you, there's no finer system in the world.
Participatory democracy is a great thing, and the jury trial is the best exercise of participatory democracy that I know of. You actually have people from around the community coming in and sitting there to judge their peers, the people that live in their community.
Access to the courts, the right to be judged by a jury of your peers, and an independent judiciary are the principles that go to the heart of ABOTA and FLABOTA. Since its membership is comprised of equal parts defense and plaintiff trial lawyers, it stands alone from other lawyer organizations.
When we speak, I think you'll find that the appellate court system, the Florida Supreme Court, the legislative committees involved in legal affairs listen to our opinion because it's balanced, because we have equal numbers of plaintiff and defense attorneys who give their opinion without regard to the economic interests of the lawyers. And for that reason, I think it's the best lawyer organization there is.
The crest is filled with symbolism of ABOTA's missions.
In between the lion and the eagle, we have a shield, and across the shield, we have a sword. The cross, which appears on the shield, is really representative of the Crusades. And again, turning to ABOTA's mission, which is preservation of the right to a civil jury trial, that represents the fact that we are all champions for the right to a civil jury trial as a critical component of our civil justice system.
As the organization grew nationally, regional chapters were created, such as FLABOTA, the Florida chapters of American Board of Trial Advocates.
Brent Turbo, thank goodness, brought ABOTA to Jacksonville and Florida, organized us, introduced us to this great organization that started in California and was coming all the way across the country. But for Brent Turbo, I don't know that we would be where we are today.
A Florida ABOTA member is actually part of 3 organizations: their local chapter, the national organization, and the statewide organization of FLABOTA.
I think the regional organizations are very important because one of the benefits of being involved in a national organization is that it is national, and it does bring people together from all over the nation to be able to exchange ideas and be involved in the actual goals of ABOTA. But the fact that it is very diverse, and it is an organization that exists all over the nation, sometimes it doesn't cater appropriately to the needs of individual chapters or individual states. And so that need is best served, I think, by strong regional organizations.
Among other things, FLABOTA speaks out when judges are criticized unfairly. supports funding for the courts, honors professional achievements through Trial Lawyer and Jurist of the Year awards, and Floboda's efforts have been recognized by the state's highest court. The Jurist of the Year is committed to preserving and improving the jury trial system, following the rules of law and applying them even-handedly, demanding professionalism from lawyers, and maintaining open and accessible working relationships with the trial bar. The Lawyer of the Year is an excellent advocate, has a distinguished career, a superb reputation of high ethics and fair play, and has participated in an outstanding result. The Abota Foundation is the educational arm of the organization. It also developed the successful Masters in Trial program. Floboda chapters frequently sponsor these educational programs throughout the state.
Mr. Callahan, please proceed, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Floboda educates its members and judges throughout the state, providing them with Aboda's award-winning publication, Voir Dire Magazine. And with its support of the Journalist Law School, Floboda educates members of Florida's media who report on its civil justice system. When it comes to the importance of jury trials, Aboda strives to educate not only America, but also countries around the world. And Floboda members are at the forefront of those efforts.
Last year we went to Latvia, which is a former Soviet bloc country, and they were so taken with this jury trial, first one they'd seen in maybe the history of the country, that they put the actual closing arguments and jury deliberation on their national television. The whole country has like 2 million people, but they just thought that was the greatest thing ever.
And we thought also people who had suffered oppression would find the jury trial very attractive because they had suffered from governmental interference in their lives for so many years. So our next project is in Portugal, where they had 40 years of dictatorship, and after that we're seeking to go to other former Soviet provinces in the years to come.
I was just recently in Ireland, and they have limited access to jury trials over there, and I was taken with the significance of our system and how the people from our peers, our friends, the people on the street come in and make these significant decisions, and it is, I think, what our founders intended, and I am thankful that we have, for these 200 plus years, been able to preserve that.
Floboda will continue to be a leading champion for the message of professionalism, civility, and integrity in the justice system.
We started out from a position of strength, and over the years I'm happy to say it hasn't been diluted. I think that the new members that have come in over the years have been of great quality. We've added some federal judges as honorary members, and the chapter itself has always been a leader nationally.
Our conventions have grown, the MITs have grown, and I'm not saying that we're all the way there, but we're definitely headed in the right direction.
Each year, the Floboda leadership takes time to retreat to the mountains of North Carolina to enjoy the fellowship and camaraderie that is the tradition of Aboda.
Aboda membership has been a real highlight of my career, and I've been very fortunate to meet and know these people.
We have such a substantial duty to our clients, not only to counsel them and to represent them in court, but we also have, I think, in many respects, a higher calling to the judicial system itself to make sure that it's always going to be available.
I think Floboda is just going to continue to get more and more important to the trial bar and to the students of Florida.
I think it's so important when we look at what Floboda and Aboda stands for. Well, first it stands for excellence. It's just an honor to be included as members of Aboda, because if you look at the peer review process, you're talking about people that have unquestioned integrity, their character, They have to, of course, have managed to go through peer review, have had to establish themselves as an excellent trial advocate over numerous trials, and when it's all said and done, someone that will practice law with professionalism and hopefully someday becomes a role model for others to emulate.
Being a member of ABOTA, the chapter, the state organization, the national organization, combines what we do as lawyers with what we do for the public. It is a direct connection between us and the Founding Fathers, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and most importantly to us, the Seventh Amendment.